Indian film industry had at one point reached a creative standstill when Bahubali made the international waves that it did. Not only was the film monumental with respect to its budget and vision, the financial success of the film made it one of the biggest film projects from India in all aspects. This also led to many production houses changing their strategy with respect to how much money they want to invest in what kind of projects. With colossal big budget failures like Thugs of Hindustan, Kalank and Zero, and already scheduled monumental projects like Panipat, Brahmastra and Takht, the Hindi film industry is trying to match the excellence and opulence of the South Indian film industries. On 20th August, Excel Movies released the Hindi teaser of Sye Raa Narasimha Reddy, a movie based on an unsung hero from Andhra Pradesh that we barely got to read about in textbooks during school. Where our Indian history under the British rule has been restricted to Mahatma Gandhi, Bhagat Singh, Mangal Pandey and Rani Lakshmibai, Narasimha Reddy is a figure that is shunned and ridiculed by the Britishers in their history books as a petty polygar, but in reality was the first force of aggression and resistance against the imperialist forces, close to 10 years before the Indian Rebellion of 1857. Here's me presenting the facts about the film, what it will focus on, and why I believe the film might contest to be one of the biggest hits in the country this year. So without further ado, here is Tried&Refused Productions with Sye Raa Narasimha Reddy. Is this going to be the biggest hit of 2019? The Unheard Storyline. Upon reading about the brave figure and his quest to avenge the oppressive rule, I was shocked at learning about the details and the lack of information that is provided to students about the series of events that took place before the well-known 1857 rebellion. Yalavada Narasimha Reddy was a polygar, a feudal title given to territorial, administrative and military governors, appointed by the Nayak rulers of South India. These polygars were responsible for irrigation projects, religious establishments and basic structure in villages. Narasimha Reddy was a well-respected individual that had close to 60 villages under him in the modern-day Kurnool district. It's important to know that parts of Raa Narasimha, of which Kurnool was a part, were ceded to the British by the Nizams. The British East India Company replaced the already established and thriving socio-economic situation with an egalitarian model, where anyone could cultivate on the land if the fixed sum was paid. In this quest of garnering maximum power and influence, these fixed sums, aka excessive taxes, imposed on the local population caused severe pressure, anguish and poverty among the locals. Narasimha Reddy rebelled against such forceful taxation, and with his dominant position of being a head of over 60 villages and also having a militia according to various sources of 2,000 to 5,000 men, raided the British treasury. After winning many hard-fought battles, Reddy wanted to make it clear that Indians will not be subservient to such ghastly acts. He soon was on the EIC target list. There was a rupees 10,000 reward for his head, and even his family was captured in Koilkuntla to pressurize him to surrender. After several attempts to rescue his family and at the same time hide due to his depleting army and increasing force of the British, the unfortunate took place when an informant provided the EIC his location and the man was captured. Tied to chains, ridiculed in public, close to 120 men including Reddy were convicted. Narasimha Reddy was charged and convicted for revolt, murder and dacoity, and was hung on 22nd February 1847. To make matters even more heartless and despicable, the British placed Reddy's head on the fort in public display for close to 30 years to make an example out of this incident, instilling fear among the locals to never avenge their forceful ways. A recipe for a great film. Now, does that not sound like an interesting story? Not only to read about but to showcase on the big screen with a monumental scale. Rebellion against the British forces has been showcased in Indian cinema for quite some time, and effectively too, be it the legend of Bhagat Singh, Shaheed or Sardar. There have been some inspirational and thought-provoking films about the freedom struggle. This story, however, with the series of events in Reddy's life, the underdog storyline against the oppressors, betrayal by your own allies, and finally a celebration of an unsung hero, in my opinion, will be perfect for the big screen. The cast. One of the biggest selling points of the film is the cast that is featuring in the film. We don't really get to know this as we constantly watch Hindi films, but Chiranjeevi, after his political career, made his comeback to Telugu films in 2017 with Kaidi number 150, which was the fourth highest grossing Telugu film of 2017. The man has been featuring as a leading man in Telugu films for close to 4 decades. Narasimha Reddy is a dream of his that is coming into fruition after 12 years, and the first look of the film definitely provided the perfect pedestal for box office success. Intricate action sequences, cinematography pertaining to camera movement backed by a long process of perfecting VFX creates for a story that needs to be told. Chiranjeevi at the helm of affairs is one thing, but Vijay Sithupati, one of the most exciting Tamil actors currently, Sudeep, who has starred in several language films, North Indians might remember him from Foonk and Run, capable actresses like Anushka Shetty and Tamanna, and above all, a cameo appearance by Amitabh Bachchan. I mean, can it get bigger than this? The scale and pan-India release. The film has a huge scale, slated to be a budget ranging between 200 and 300 crores. The film has humongous sets, a cast and crew filling up each frame, with songs and dance and action sequences that require the level of precision and expertise, elements that are present in a large-scale Indian film. With Excel Movies also producing the film to help for his pan-India release, I will not discount the film in any way doing exponential business. A period film, a solid cast, a story about an unsung hero sounds like a recipe for box office madness. I would only want that the film focuses all their attention on the subject matter, does not make the individual a superhero of sorts, leaping against the laws of gravity and making Britishers fly across the battlefield. I hope it does not divert a lot of attention to subplots like romantic storylines and the saturation of songs that might take away from the compelling storyline. Here's wishing we get to see the same waves that were caused by films like Bahubali and KGF. The Hindi film industry are getting a good run for their money by the South Indian film industries. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the teaser and what do you think will be its box office fate. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handles are right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.